This is a quick little part just to update a little bit. So, since my piston rings are bad, I can't fully block this off and make this just the only breathing part because it's too much back pressure. And what happens is it blew out my turbo seals. So, yeah, as you can see, my downpipe, it blew a hole in that bitch. Which I might not be able to fucking... I might not be able to patch it. Shit. But yeah, so... I don't know if the seals on turbo are bad or not, but... eventually I'm gonna... Hopefully, if I can get a loan, I'm gonna build the head. So it's gonna have titanium valves. God damn it. My thought process is just fucked up. I'm gonna have titanium valves, so they're gonna have to be custom because I don't think anyone sells them. Upgraded springs and titanium retainers. I'm gonna get it diamond beaded, or whatever it's called, with little golf ball indentations. So the head's gonna be built. And then I'm gonna rebuild the bottom end. I'm gonna keep the stock. I'm gonna keep the same pistons. I'm just gonna get them cleaned. But I'm gonna get the head resurfaced. I'm gonna get the block honed and docked. And yeah, she's gonna be a monster. And then the guy at Cylinder Head Exchange, I'm down here in Florida, he said I talked to him about it and stuff, and he said that he's gonna seat the valves for me, so I don't have to worry about getting a retune or nothing like that. And then yeah, she's gonna be better. But if I put the diaphragm back in here, right now I just have like a piece of metal and cardboard, so you can see, it moves, so I can still breathe from here, like from the edges. This little piece is blocked off, as I stated in the previous video, and then this is where she breathes from. Back here is completely blocked off. There's no air that gets back there, so that's good. So once I rebuild the motor, basically, I'm gonna finish that. Like, I'm gonna finish the crank. Basically what I'm doing is turning the PCV into a crankcase breather. So it eliminates this bullshit. So no more oil going in here, which, yes, this is kind of ghetto fix, but it's just for now, because eventually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it right here. Right? I'm gonna cut that right there. I'm gonna take the intake off. Obviously, I'm gonna take the whole motor apart. I'm gonna cut it there, and have someone plastic weld it shut, so it's no more opening there. I don't know what the fuck this goes to. I don't think it goes to anything, so I'm gonna cut that off and have them plastic weld it shut just so it looks nice. And yeah, and then eventually, once I fix the motor, like I said, I'm gonna have a feed line going from here, which I'll probably have that custom. I'm gonna have this custom. I'm gonna make my own out of aluminum, just so it's lightweight and more affordable. Eventually, I'll make a billet piece that'll be a little bit more expensive for the people that want, fancy billet. But yeah, the first prototype and when I start manufacturing, it's gonna be aluminum, and then it's gonna have a hose. It's gonna be AN fittings, so it's not gonna be just a hose. It's gonna be AN fittings that screw into here perfectly, which is gonna be the same size as this. Not gonna be no crazy thing. I'm gonna have them route through here, which I'll probably drill little holes in here so it can have like a bracket to mount, and have it go from here, go this way, just like this, and go straight to a catch can that's gonna mount here, which luckily there's this. So it's gonna come here. It's gonna be a catch can, and it's gonna be a bracket that bolts in right there, and then another spot that bolts in down there, just because there happen to be the bolts down there. And then there's gonna be this breather, instead of being here, it's gonna be on top of the catch can. Actually, no, hold on. Let me get a. Ow, my foot. Oh, this piece of aluminum there. Let me get a bottle real quick. Don't mind the mess. Okay, so here we go. So I can show everybody, right? So, catch can gonna sit here, right? Stay there. Hang on, let's just flip it over. Pretend that, okay, this is gonna be this is actually gonna be the design of the catch can. So, yeah. So this is actually perfect to show. Stay, please. Just stay. 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 God damn it. Okay, whatever. Y'all get the picture. So it's gonna go here. So it'll have, one little bracket going to the bottom, and then another one from the top. So it'll be mounted in two spots. It'll be right here. So all you have to do is just take out a couple bolts, and it's out of the way of the mount in case you got to take the motor mounts off. which eventually I'm gonna produce solid mounts and polyurethane mounts. I just like solid motor mounts. It's just a weird preference race car type shit thing that I have. So that thing has solid mounts with a solid transmission mount with a polyurethane bushing in between the transmission and the solid mount, just so it has a little bit of give, which this is not going to be the same thing, and eventually she's going to be full solid mounts. Hey, knock it off. Damn cats. Knock it off. I'm trying to record a fucking video. You fucking up my shit. Okay, so yeah, catch can will go here, right? And then from here, so the breather's gonna be on top, and look and see how I'm gonna make it line up perfectly, so the line goes probably to like a quarter of the way down to halfway. So in between here and there is where the AN is gonna go into, and a breather on top, so it can again vent the crank pressure and all that stuff, so crankcase can get, so the motor can breathe. So it's gonna be there, and there's gonna be a line that goes literally from it's gonna screw into the bottom just like this. I'm gonna screw in, and I'll probably run it down through here, like as close to this as possible, so you don't have to worry about it hitting the pulleys or nothing. And then from there, just straight into the oil pan somewhere. I'm not sure where. I'll probably do it here in the front. Like, I'm gonna do it towards the top, obviously, as close to the top. I'll probably do it right there in between those two bolts. I gotta wait to take the oil pan off and see like where the pickup tube sits and stuff like that. But yeah, it'll sit there, or like over here a little bit maybe, just so that way there's no oil sitting in there. Like, if you want to, you can even fucking, I don't know, I'll probably design it so like that can be filled up with oil, and then I'll feed oil to there, and it'll just no. It's gonna stay with the 5 quarts that it is, the normal oil it takes, maybe an extra quart, I don't know, maybe 6 quarts, maybe 6.5, maybe 7. I'll have to figure that out. I'm not too 100%. I've never built something like that before, so I'm not 100% sure how it works, but I know if I go bigger oil pan, I'm gonna need more. But I'm not going to change the oil pan size or nothing. I'm just going to tap into the stock oil pan, and there we go. And then that'll be that. So it won't be none of that stupid shit for like the colder states people that want to get them. You're not going to have to worry about oil freezing in a fucking catch can because it's got a stupid design where 2 lines go into the fucking top. Like, I never fucking understood that. Why the hell would you have a catch can? Like, for an overflow reservoir, okay, I get it, But even overflow reservoirs or cooling catch cans are designed like that. One on the top to feed in, and one on the bottom to recirculate, so it keeps going in the motor. And honestly, like, I don't care what anyone says, APR's design is fucking stupid too. And for $820 for a custom fancy fucking PCV that it doesn't even really delete it. It's just a fancy PCV, because I've looked at their design and it follows this one. The only thing they really did is just change this piece right here. That's all they changed. They just blocked that off. They shaved that off and made it flat and put a metal tube that goes over here and feeds to over here and then to the line. So I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. So maybe I'll have to, like, I got to figure out what this port over here on this side motor does. So maybe I'll have to run 2 feed lines, one from here to the catch can and then another one from here. And basically what I'll do is I'll just make them both run the same route on opposite, like one on this side, one on this side, and I'll just run 2 lines, right? And they'll go to there, and one will go to here and the other one to the other side, or they'll both go to the same spot. I might make it square, I might make it cylinder, I might make it a cylinder. I'm not sure yet. I'll mess around with designs and stuff, and like ask people for feedbacks on the prototypes that I make. For those that are willing to test it for me, which you'll if you're not in Florida, you'll just have to pay shipping and handling for the stuff, and like I'll make the parts for you and stuff. Obviously, it is what it is. You gotta invest money to make money, and for what I'm trying to do, I'm gonna have to invest a good bit of money, in order to help the market out, and then I'm gonna do the math eventually once I build it all. Honestly, I don't see it costing me more than like $250 to do all this. like to build the custom PCV to there, and then to the bottom. Now, if you want to order a whole kit where it comes, which eventually I'm gonna make a solid cam cover where like this is welded to the cam cover, and it's not like a modified PCV or a kit for you to modify your PCV. That's obviously going to be more expensive because it's going to come with a cam cover, which those are expensive. It's going to come with all the AN lines, everything you need, and an oil pan that's already tapped, so you don't have to tap your own thing. But if you don't feel like spending, you know, I don't know, that $800 to $1,200 on that, which is worth the price instead of APR's fucking bullshit for fucking $820, and like, you know, APR, if y'all want to get butthurt about that, go ahead. I don't give a shit, bro. Like, I'm coming after y'all specifically. But really, I'm just coming into the European market, really the car market, just to change stuff, bro. Because it's like it's too expensive. That's too fucking much. It's retarded. It's honestly retarded. So yeah, so probably for just the PCV, what would I call it? PCV modification kit or PCV delete kit. Sorry, PCV. I don't know, PCV something crankcase adapter something. I don't know. I'll have to think about it and talk with people and like see what words make sense. But basically, for a kit to turn your PCV into a crankcase breather and have a catch can, which if you want something like this, yeah, okay, that's fine. You know, I'll sell the pieces that'll go into it and everything to block all that stuff off. Probably be like $150-$200 at max. And then to get the AN lines and the catch can and everything, and the you know, the oil feed and the oil return lines and the catch can with the breather, probably like $400 to $500 max. So I'm not really like, this is like, I'm gonna get into tuning. That's where I'm gonna make my money. These parts are just to help the market out, because for whatever reason, people think that a Volkswagen or an Audi, like, that share the same motors. Like, I understand if you have like an RS line Audi, okay, it's no longer a fucking Volkswagen. It's expensive shit. So yeah, you know, it's money. But for a EA 888 motor, like, come on, bro. For a 2-liter TSI motor, like, they're ripping people off. Like, they're ripping people off. But yeah, so for the crankcase simple kit, 150, 200, like 150, 250 maybe. You know, because I have to, the way I'm going to price it is to be able to, for every unit that I sell, I'm going to make a little bit of money on top, right? You know, of course, because that's how business works. I have to make money. And so it's going to be enough for me to replace the piece, like the whole kit, just for that. And then for, obviously, with the AN lines and the breather, with the feed lines and the breather, or the catch can, with the feed lines to the catch can with the breather to the return line, it's like $400 or $500. You know, it just all has to be enough for me to make another kit and make, I don't know, $50 to $100 off of each one. I'm not trying to gouge people or make that much money, you know. Now the tuning, once I get into the tuning, I'll probably do flashes. You know, if you buy a kit from me, you know, like, obviously the kit, it's gonna cost more money, because you're gonna be buying a whole intake system, which I'm gonna design better than Unitronics. You know, no offense to Unitronic or nothing. They I don't even think this is for a fucking Tiguan, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure this is for a fucking GTI. But yeah, so I'm gonna make a whole kit, and the thing I'm gonna do with this, because again, no shade to Unitronic, but guys, what the fuck were we thinking here? Like, if we're gonna put that, why wouldn't you put this so it's angled like this, so the filter comes out like this and gets more air, and then you make a system that encloses all of this. Obviously this is here, so you make it go like this and wrap around here and go through there, right? Like, you can, bro, I got sheet metal that I can easily cut out and make it so it wraps around this and stuff, which I'm gonna do. I just need to see if I have rivets or not. And then I'm gonna modify it, and it's no longer Unitronics kit. It's gonna be 695 Enterprises, which is gonna be the thing. And but see, that's what I'm saying. Like, this for a GTI, because where that bolt sits and that bolt sits, it doesn't line up to that, which is where the stock intake should go. So for proper aftermarket stuff that's supposed to work, that's supposed to mimic the OEM stuff and work better, you want it to sit good. So eventually I'm gonna get my piece of sheet metal, which I'm gonna cover here, and I'm gonna cover here and wrap it around this, like wrap it to here as much, like as close as I can, you know, and then modify it to go over the lines and stuff. Which really I can make it just go like this and cut all through here, and then here it opens back up, which is not gonna suffocate the intake because it's getting all of its air from there like it's supposed to, right? So, you know, the air goes in through there, which, let me see. Yeah, thinking about it. See, like, this doesn't make sense, Volkswagen. But it's fine. I'll just, because it goes from here. So all this to here to right there, all of that can get cut out, right? And then I'll cut this. So basically I'll cut this whole section out from here to here. I'll cut it out and modify it so it's open here and this is closed. So in that way you're getting good air. Like, you're gonna get good air and straight from outside, and it'll help with the heat deflection and stuff like that. Because if not, you might as well just fucking take all this shit off and put the intake right here. You know, make it a little bit bigger and make it fit there, and there you go. Nice hot air intake. And the other thing too is, like, it makes no sense. So again, when I modify it, it's gonna go from here and then come through here, which is a tight fit, or even go over here over the plenum, the intake plenum, and wrap around here and then go to the turbo. So the only like hot spot is here, instead of sitting on top of 1,000 to 1,500 fucking degrees, and the air is not even cool by the time it gets to the turbos. It's not doing nothing. Which, yeah, there's an intercooler, but if you're gonna have a cold air intake that's this long, it might as well be staying away from as much heat as possible until it gets to the fucking turbo, right? Or like it, or am I just fucking crazy and I like my thought process is retarded? But yeah, I don't know. It's just dumb. So I got a lot of plans for, especially, and like all my kits are gonna be for the 2nd gen Tiguan. I don't care what anybody says. It's not a fucking 1st gen with a facelift, because only in the United States is that stupid bullshit done, and it's not even like by the manufacturer or nothing. It's by people, which is dumb, bro. It's a 2nd gen. You look at this, and look at a 1st gen. Look at the ones that were from like what 2006 to 2011 or whenever they were. They ended in 2011. That's the 1st gen. And then you look at the 2nd gen, which is from 2012 to 2018. The body, like, they're similar, but the body lines on this one are more aggressive. They look more like a Mark 6 GTI. The whole front end is different. The rear bumper is different. The sides are different. Like, it's a 2nd gen everywhere else in the world. So for the 2nd gen Tiguans, I'm gonna make this kit. Obviously, it'll fit a 1st gen Tiguan, and then eventually I'll get a 3rd gen, and that's probably about it. Because I don't like the 4th gens, and they're just dog shit ugly. Like, I'm sorry, Volkswagen. Honestly, not. Fuck Volkswagen too. They're just dog shit ugly. So yeah, I'm gonna change the whole market for Tiguans, and eventually I'm gonna make a body kit, like not a lip, but a whole new fiberglass bumper that like actually comes down and is flat and everything, and has like these things working properly, so it sucks air up into the intake. Which, you know, like, where is it? I don't know where the hole's at, but if you take this off, it's all open, so I can make ducts for people eventually that goes through here and goes up and stuff. I'll just have to eventually find someone that like is good with a 3D printer and can make me all that stuff. And again, another one here to go up and keep all of this side cool, because again, the intake's gonna come through here and run to there. So you want as much cool air coming in. Obviously, in Florida, that doesn't exist. That doesn't exist 80% of the year. But in the cold time, you know, you're gonna have that nice cold air. So, but yeah. So just to follow up and update everybody, yes, my piston rings are bad, so I can't finish the PCV. I can't finish the PCV into a crankcase yet, crankcase breather conversion yet, until I rebuild the motor. So, and that's gonna, like, with all the stuff I want to do, obviously I don't have to build the head. I can just rebuild it and do it cheap, but there's no point, because it's just stupid. It's just stupid. I'm not gonna fucking spend all the time and money to do that and not go above and beyond for the head. just to open it back up again in a year or two. Like, no. So I'm gonna build the head, and then eventually I'll save up $5,000 and build the bottom end with forged pistons, forged rods, bearings, cam guides, all that stuff. Even I'm even gonna look into like a forged crank to see how much that costs, and then I'll have a motor that can withstand 1,000 horsepower. Like, the motor can withstand 1,000. Obviously, the internals can withstand more, but I'm gonna have a motor that can withstand at least 1,000 horsepower. Even though my plans with this is just to go 4 to 450. So 4 to the wheels, and I guess like 450 motor, and see what that puts at the wheels. And eventually I'm gonna go 6-speed. 6-speed with a stage 4 sprung clutch, because unsprung is ridiculous. Which I think that one, my 240 has a stage 4, but I can't remember if it's sprung or unsprung. But that bitch fucking grabs, I'll tell you what. And then what I'll do is I'll have it laid out and eventually make 6-speed swap kits for these. So you won't have to spend your time looking for everything or nothing like that. You can just go to my website that I'll have, and I'll literally make $200 off of each kit. So you'll get brand new axles, all new shifter assembly, pedals, transmission. Like, everything's gonna be fresh. Nothing's gonna be, unless you want to source your own parts. There'll be a parts list that you can go ahead and source your own stuff, and you don't have to spend the money. You know, like I said, I'm here to help out. My money's gonna be from tuning. And yeah, so I'm gonna revolutionize the whole world, but I can't do anything until I rebuild the motor, because it is way too much blowback or blow by from the pistons. So even if I like sit at too much of an angle with the car, it starts feeding too much oil. And like earlier today I went to the bank and I was probably at an angle like this, yeah, like that, waiting to leave the exit, and she didn't like it. She started smoking a little bit. So and if I block that off, and that's the only spot where she's breathing from, which it works, but again, it's too much crankcase pressure because the rings are bad. So that's another thing too. For everyone who has this motor and who loves this model Tiguan and stuff, be ready to change your piston rings. If they're OEM, they're gonna fail regardless. Don't chance it of, some people don't. No, just be ready to change them. And if you have the money, just fucking rebuild the motor anyways. Don't waste your fucking time. Don't waste your time. Like, she withstood a whole year of being dogged on almost all the time and everything. So, hey, and I got her at 89,000 miles, and I'm just about 105,000, and the rings are starting to go bad. So, which I'm glad I can still drive her, because honestly, I'm about to start a new job, and like, if I can't get the loan in a couple weeks after I get my first check and stuff, I'm gonna need her to last me a couple months. Which, with how I am, good fucking luck to me, because I can like not help myself but to like, but I can't help it. If I see another modified car, 7 out of 10 times I'm dogging. Like, I'm going for it. I can't help it. So we'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I guess once I put the exhaust clamp on, just to like temporarily fix that for now, I'll make a little update and stuff. And I'm gonna do like a little ghetto hanger from here. So I'm gonna wrap a metal coat hanger from here and just down onto the exhaust, so it just helps hold it up and it's not flailing around. Until a couple weeks till I can go to G Exhaust, which is an exhaust shop, a very popular exhaust shop down here in South Florida. And he's gonna patch that, and then also re-weld the rest of my exhaust together, and yeah, and she'll have a full 3-inch straight pipe exhaust system. And then instead of having the tip come out of an angle, I'm gonna see what he can do. Like, I'll probably ask him for like an oval tip, something that just fills in all of this. So it's gonna go 3-inch exhaust to an oval tip that just fills all that, and then I'll have a full exhaust system. Hi, Smokey. What's up, buddies? Isn't he a cool ass cat? Yeah, come here. Smokey, come here. Come here, puppies. Hi, baby boy. Come here. Come here, you goofball. What are you doing? Come here. Weirdo. Come here. You're a goof. Oh, he was fighting. I don't know why, man. Instead of just chilling inside or whatever, he goes and looks for the two Gray brothers, and oh yeah, there's one. And he tries to fight them, which this guy is mean. Hi, buddy. Yeah, he's a mean kitty. Hi. You gotta be careful, because all the cats that are super, super duper sweet like him, the male cats, they be the meanest fucking ones, bro. So, basically, he's the king of the neighborhood. My old cat Tiger used to be, but that's a story we're not gonna get into. So, and this guy is the king of the neighborhood now. And then Smokey's trying to take over. Huh, Smokey? No, like, bro. Smokey, knock it off. No, he's mad because I'm petting him. I tried petting you. I'll show everyone my little kitties real quick if you stick around for the end of the video. This is Cecilia. Oh, Cecilia. Come here, babies. Come here. Come here. Booty scratches? Oh, yeah, little hair licks. Hi, babies. Hi. Hi. Yeah, she's 8. And then, let's see, where's Mabel? Mabel. Is she under there? I don't know where Mabel's at. Oh, and then, yeah, once I start fixing the 240 up, she has to wait. She has to wait. Because I'm going to have to get a welder and... Yeah, I'm going to have to get a welder and, like, a few other things. So, unfortunately, Lola's going to have to wait. That's her name. Yeah, she's got 94 VH45 in her. But we're not gonna show her. We're going to let her rest. There's the other gray kitty. That's his younger cousin. He's also mean too, but he marks territory. The other one doesn't, but he marks everywhere, even inside. So, yeah. And then there's Storm. Hi, babies. Hi, Storm. Her name's Storm because I found her during a storm. Let's see. Is anyone else out here? No, I don't think so. All right, cool. Yeah, he never really got a name. Yeah, she's mean too. Because I guess when she first came here, she went outside and Buddy over here decided to beat her up. So she's just like, all right, bet. That's what timing we're on. All right, we're gonna be mean. And yeah, I always got food and water for him out here and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, I guess I'll make another video when I put the exhaust band on there and update you guys with that and see if I can like fully patch it, because I didn't realize that here's the flange, right? And then like right here it's missing a chunk like where the flange goes. So yeah, and I'm lucky that it didn't do no weird shit and get like sucked back into the turbo and destroy my turbo, because I'm not trying to buy a turbo, not yet. But yeah, so I'll update you guys in a little while.